He went into great detail. He told me, Charlie bent me over in between two trailers and put Crisco oil on my butt.
In the wake of 2017, Charlie Sheen was dragged into the mud of a strong controversy. Corey Feldman, a co-actor, revealed something shocking about Charlie. The situation could hit a catastrophic blow to the actor's career if confirmed. What is this all about? Keep watching as we unveil the truth. National Enquirer's allegation. Charlie Sheen was alleged to have raped Corey Haim some years back during the production of Lucas in 1985. This story, narrated by the National Enquirer, sent a shocking wave through the movie industry. Everyone was silently looking for the outcome. Critics had placed their pen on the book to criticize and make the final note that will lay the presently embattled career of Sheen to a final rest. Fans and Charlie's lover were disposed into a state of confusion, but not Sheen. The actor knew his stand in the allegation. He was sure the whole allegation was just a hoax by a greedy columnist to rub his pedigree in the mud. He won't permit such abnormalities. Sheen sprang up like a metallic spring and charged the National Enquirer to court. The media outlet, National Enquirer, didn't expect this daring act. It was a sudden new turn of situation, and they wouldn't have expected a nailed Charlie to have the courage to raise a court charge. However, he did it, and they had to prove the authenticity of their stories in court. They had to provide evidence showing that Charlie raped Haim. The situation was increasingly unpredictable. A faction that belongs to Charlie's camp wished the whole story was false, while the second faction seeks court approval on Sheen's uncanny act. However, this wasn't Sheen's first allegation of a similar nature. In March 2005, Denise Richard, Sheen's second wife, raised a similar allegation. Sheen married Denise as his second wife in 2002. They met on a movie set titled Good Advice in 2000. A love chemistry came up between the actor and actress quickly. They started dating in 2001, when Denise starred in Charlie's TV show Spin City. However, the sudden love couldn't sustain its fresh taste for long. By 2005, the love grew sour. Denise filed for divorce on the charges of substance abuse and violent threats from her estranged husband. The top allegation is that Charlie looks at gay adult film featuring underage boys. Sheen was also accused of being attracted to underage girls. However, Sheen prevented himself from being preyed on by this allegation. He denied it in court, and the case was settled after a peaceful dialogue. The big question is, should the National Enquirer's new case linking Sheen to a similar incident also be discarded? The answer depends on the circumstances surrounding the situation. Judy Haim, Corey Haim's mother, joined the Dr. Oz show to clear the air. She said that it was another actor who raped his son and not Charlie Sheen. She also repeated the revelation on the Entertainment Tonight show. Judy regarded the whole allegation as a make-up to tarnish Sheen's image. Hence, the court cannot shut down the case with peaceful dialogue. Although there was a pause for a while, the matter did resurface in 2020. This time, everything took a new shape. Keep watching to find out what happened. My Truth: The Rape of Two Coreys. Corey Feldman collaborated with his ex-wife Susie Feldman and part of the Lost Boys actor Jameson Newlander to produce a documentary. This act provided a new perspective on the alleged rape filed against Sheen. First, who is Corey Feldman? The producer, Corey Feldman, was regarded as a teen prodigy in the movie industry during the early days of his career. Feldman made his first TV appearance in a McDonald's advert at the age of 3. He has appeared in about 100 TV commercials since then, acting in 50 television shows. Feldman started his career on a high note, winning the audience's adoration at a very young age. At 13 years old, he already had his first role in a high-grossing movie. Feldman was part of the cast in Friday the 13th, the final chapter, released in 1984. He also appeared in the 1984 movie titled Gremlins. He reprised his role in the movie sequel, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, released in 1985. He also took another role in The Goonies. Aside from that, the teen idol shines in the 1986 movie Stand By Me and continues to stardom in other top-rated movies. 1987 marked a great shift in Feldman's career. He participated in a movie role and entered a relationship that would determine a big part of his future. Feldman met his second Corey on a movie set in 1987 in the then movie The Lost Boys. The movie was the first platform that connected the two great friends. The aftermath of the relationship is what birthed the documentary made years after the death of Corey Haim. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim took their twin-like relationship into movies by stringing together to take important roles in movies like License to Drive in 1988 and Dream a Little Dream in 1989. They did 7 different movies together. So, how did Feldman come into the picture? Let's find out. The allegation. Corey Haim opened up about his experience with Sheen to his friend Corey Feldman. According to him, he had his sexual assault experience with Charlie Sheen during the 1986 movie The Lucas. On a fateful day during the movie production, Haim revealed that Charlie sexually maltreated him. The 19-year-old Charlie Sheen grabbed the helpless 13-year-old Haim in between 2 trailers and engaged in the terrible act. The fact that the whole assault happened in broad daylight shows how fearless Charlie was. Sheen was not only the fearless actor engaging in the odious acts. Feldman realized in the later days of his career that it is a regular occurrence for older actors to molest child actors. The abnormalities were becoming common occurrences within the movie industry. It was this strange incident that triggered Feldman's interest in activism against the sexual molestation of young and innocent aspiring actors. He exposes Charlie Sheen's secret to the world through the documentary. He articulated the voice of his deceased friend and sought a moment of justice for Corey Haim. He didn't carry on with the allegation alone. He partnered with other actors who were privy to the maltreatment incident through information from Corey Haim himself and actors who heard through a third party. Of course, Sheen won't take the accusation, folding his hands. Therefore, he raised a motion against the entire controversy, calling it sick, twisted, and outlandish. We are still at a crossroad. Is this allegation true or false? To get an answer, let's review Charlie's personality. Charlie Sheen. Carlos Erwin Estevez was born into the drama-loving family of Martin Sheen, whose real name is Ramon Sheen. Martin Sheen is an actor and producer, while his wife Janet Templeton is an accomplished artist. Sheen's older brothers are Ramon and Emilio. He also has a younger sister named Renee. The entire family, including Sheen, was involved in acting. Therefore, their life is centered on drama and showbiz. Each family member lives like a movie character. Sheen started building a love for acting at a very young age. He had his first movie appearance at the early age of 9. The young actor acted in his father's movie, The Execution of Private Slovik, in 1974. Sheen's love for acting grew daily, taking his biggest attention. He was expelled from St. Monica High School due to poor academic performance. Although he did poorly in academics, he had something worthwhile to fall back into. Sheen knew he had no option but to excel in his chosen path. Therefore, he threw all the weight of his focus into acting. By 1983, Sheen started having appearances in movies. He portrayed Ron in Grizzly 2. Although the movie wasn't released until 2020, the hard-working actor didn't stop investing his energy into acting. He was given a role in the Cold War teen drama Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze and several other actors. He joined his father to star in Wall Street, playing a young and ambitious stockbroker named Bud Fox. Sheen increased his acting momentum in several other movies, including Lucas, where he met Corey Haim. In year 2000, Sheen was given a role in a sitcom movie, Spin City, after replacing Michael J. Fox. He had remarkable success in the movie, earning him a Golden Globe Award for Best Performance by an actor in a television series. His biggest career success hit again in 2003 when he led the cast to act in the CBS sitcom movie 2.5 Men. He was able to execute the movie excellently because the movie mirrors his real bad boy image. He received an Alma Award and gained 3 Emmy Award nominations and 2 Golden Globe Award nominations for his good performance. The movie turns Charlie into a big boy. By the 8th and final season of the show, He was already cashing out $1.8 million per episode, making him the highest-paid television actor. Moreover, the movie also hurt Sheen. The bad boy character he portrayed extended the on-screen boundary. He lived a real bad boy life, completely drawn into substance use and multiple relationships with prostitutes. His life was getting off point, and several controversies were brewing against him. He was deep into careless lifestyles. Charlie Sheen's crisis with Warner Brothers. Several controversies had built up against Charlie Sheen before his dismissal from his high-paying movie role. This controversy left CBS and Warner Brothers no option but to dismiss him. Charlie was already neck-deep in substance abuse. Perhaps the bad boy role in the drama went over his head. At the beginning of 2011, Sheen didn't resume work on his movie set. He landed in the hospital after a terrible crisis with substance use. At that point, he was taken to a rehabilitation program. It would have been no problem if that was his first stint with rehabilitation. It wasn't at all. Sheen has become a regular customer of rehabilitation due to uncontrolled usage of substances. In 12 months, he had been referred to rehabilitation 3 times. CBS couldn't handle the disappointment again. Sheen's actions worsened when he publicly made a derogatory remark about Chuck Lorre, the movie creator. Sheen's relationship with Warner Brothers Television turned bad, and the challenged actor was banned from entering Warner Brothers' production line. The embattled actor came up with several off-point responses. For example, he demanded a 50% increase in earnings, citing the point that the movie was making so much money and success while he was being underpaid. Did Sheen forget that he was the highest-paid TV actor then? CBS and Warner Brothers Television had no option but to terminate Sheen's contract on March 7, 2011. He was replaced by a more composed actor named Ashton Kutcher. The dismissal did not settle well with Sheen. It struck down his emotions. In one of the interviews, Sheen was asked about his entry into extreme action following his dismissal from the 2.5 Men production. He said that he was among the best-paid actors when the movie was having increasing success. Hence, he had built an extravagant life around that success. Therefore, his sudden dismissal is like puncturing a hole into a strongly vulcanized balloon. It will certainly move out of place. That was what happened to Sheen. He posted videos on YouTube showing himself smoking cigarettes through his nose and saying mean words about his former employees. Sheen was so frustrated that he couldn't control his outbursts. He called himself a warlock with tiger blood and Adonis DNA, and he was winning. His outburst got the attention of Comedy Central in 2011. Sheen was invited to a roasting show featuring Jeff Ross, Amy Schumer, Anthony Jeselnik, Patrice O'Neill, William Shatner, John Lovitz, and Steve O. Many jokes were aimed at Sheen's profession, his act of abusing hookers, and also substance use. One of the roasters threw a jab at Sheen, saying, "How much blow can Charlie Sheen do? Enough to kill 2.5 men." That statement was a way to poke fun at Sheen for his recent crisis with former employers. The good thing was that the show feasted on Sheen's popularity. Over 6.4 million people watched the show. The turnout made Sheen's show the highest-rated roast on Comedy Central. Watch as we discuss several other crises Charlie Sheen faced, exposing his misdeeds and the Corey Feldman allegation. Sheen marital crisis. Sheen didn't get it right in his marriage. His marital life was built on instability and chaos. His first marriage with Donna Peel in 1995 couldn't endure for a year before hitting the rock in 1996. The actor takes on another marriage, tying the knot with a fellow celebrity. He met Denise Richard on a movie set, and the two built a strong relationship. Unfortunately, the strong relationship couldn't survive 4 years before hitting the rock. The relationship ended badly with several extreme allegations attached, but settled in court. However, his third marriage with Brooke Muller was the most chaotic. It gave the impression that as Sheen changes relationships, he keeps getting poorer. The more the relationship, the more chaotic it becomes. The marriage was done on May 30, 2008. Mueller gave birth to their twin sons, Bob and Max, in March 2009. Within 2 years of marriage, things started going down. Sheen was arrested for assaulting Brooke on December 25th. It was tagged a second-degree assault. This allegation got Sheen into another serious lawsuit. Due to the arrest, Sheen had to celebrate his Christmas in police custody. What was supposed to be a day of celebration turned into a bad day due to Sheen's uncontrolled misdeed. He pleaded guilty to the misdemeanor and was ordered to spend 30 days in rehab as part of a plea deal at a court hearing in Aspen. The judge sentenced Sheen to 3-month probation to check his aggressive character. He was also placed on 36 hours of domestic violence counseling. The 2 other charges drawn against the actor were dropped. He finally walked out of his mystery after dragging the marital trouble case for 9 months in court. Nonetheless, the court settlement didn't restrain Sheen from falling into other trouble. In 2011, police had to take away his sons from the actor's home due to the restraint order from Mueller. But then, she was also caught up with substances. Therefore, the children were withdrawn from the couple and placed in the temporary custody of Sheen's ex-wife, Denise Richard. In 2011, Sheen took a new wrong turn by taking an adult film actress, Brie Olson, into his apartment. Sheen couldn't live a calm life without finding himself in a crazy and eccentric gangster life. There was also 24-year-old model and graphic designer by the name of Natalie Kenley living with Sheen. The 2 occupants didn't stay long with Sheen before leaving him that same year. However, Sheen entered another relationship with a new adult film actress, Georgia Jones. The relationship died like the former. Sheen took another jump on Brett Rossi, another retired adult film star, in 2014. They both planned to turn the relationship into marriage by November of the same year, and preparation was ongoing. In October, a month before the wedding, something unusual happened. News of their mutual separation spread to the internet, marking the end of the strange relationship after undergoing a legal battle. Rossi got involved in health problems regarding a substance overdose a month later. This incident revealed the kind of relationship that Sheen had with his ex-lover. One thing is similar to everyone with whom Sheen had a relationship. It is either they are substance users, prostitutes, or people battling with a serious addiction. Sheen ensures that he ties his life around an extreme lifestyle, making it look like he enjoys chaos. Rossi decided to add to Sheen's trouble after the actor's confession of being HIV positive. She raised allegations bordering on assault and battery, emotional distress, false imprisonment, and negligence. The suit was settled through court intervention in making peace between the 2 parties. However, the legal battle between Sheen and Rossi had no extra cost implications. But then, the next case between Sheen and an old girlfriend cost him a big price. The girlfriend sued Sheen in court in 2017 after he confessed to concealing his HIV status from her while having unprotected sex. The lawsuit dragged on for 5 years. By 2022, Sheen was billed to pay a whopping fee of $120,000 as damages to the woman. Was that the end of his troubles? Keep watching to find out more. Substance abuse, legal issues, and health. One of the trigger factors pushing Sheen into different irrational behavior was his excessive use of substances. Substance abuse has displaced the actor into several erratic behaviors, leading him to lose his high-paying role in the CBS sitcom 2.5 Men movie. It placed him in several marital crises and assaults against his ex-partners. On May 20, 1998, Sheen was caught up in a serious substance abuse trauma, which hit a serious blow on his life. He had a stroke after a cocaine overdose. Sheen could have ended his life, if not for a friend who found him in a terrible condition. There was emergency intervention by the paramedics. The almost lifeless Sheen was rushed to Los Robles Hospital and Medical Center in Thousand Oaks, California. His case was described as a serious condition. Sheen could have joined the list of celebrities like Anna Nicole Smith, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Judy Garland, Elvis Presley, due to accidental overdose of substances. After a few days in the hospital, he was referred to the rehab clinic. Sheen was hell-bent on not staying in the rehab until the forceful intervention of law enforcement agents. Legal action was taken over the incident. Before the substance overdose, Sheen was on probation in California due to a former substance offense. Therefore, in addition to the present one, his probation was extended by 1 year. In one of the interviews concerning Sheen's old life of substance abuse, he said, "I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them, because that is how I roll." He continued, "I have one speed, I have one gear. Go." When you look at the 7-gram rock he mentioned, you will see how deep and careless Sheen was with substance abuse. He was just lucky to have survived the many years of carelessness. However, this didn't end without a high cost to his career and finances. He lost access to big roles at a critical point in his career and resorted to forcing himself into little roles. The once A-list artist struggled his way up by joining the queue he left years back. In one of his erratic action episodes, Sheen had to voluntarily check into a rehab facility due to the influence of a substance, prompting CBS Entertainment and Warner Bros. Television to pause the series 2.5 Men indefinitely. In the end, he changed the rehab session to home service. However, he showed inconsistency, leading to losing his big job. In the bid to prove a point about his substance use crisis, he said that he has a different brain, different heart, and different constitution than normal people that allowed him to survive such extreme bouts of substance use. He also came up with the popular statement, "I got tiger blood, man. My brain fires in a way that is, I don't know. Maybe not from this particular terrestrial realm." However, his several superhuman claims were just big words to fill the vacuum he had in his life. Substance usage was a means to cover up his internal crisis, boredom, and energy to fill up the bad boy character he created for himself. Sheen can never ignore paying a high price for his careless act. In recent interviews, he claimed to have stopped taking substances and recounted his deep loss after several years of being in the dark. One of the biggest reasons for Sheen's financial collapse is due to unending lawsuits. The actor lost several millions of dollars on lawsuits and substance purchases. During his success in the movie 2.5 Men, Sheen spent many of his earnings organizing wild parties. He was living an extravagant lifestyle and didn't care about its aftermath. However, reality dawned on him even though he wasn't unprepared. He sold his Beverly Hills apartment in California in 2020 for $6.6 million when he couldn't keep up with the financial demands of the house. In 2022, Sheen relocated back to his base in Malibu, California, living in a rented apartment. Can you recall the HIV issue between him and one of his girlfriends? Let's dig more into this. The HIV-positive revelation. On November 17, 2015, Sheen made another revelation, which was more shocking than the previous one. He revealed that he was HIV positive. He has been silently battling with the unexpected diagnosis since 2011, 4 years before his public revelation. As if that was not enough, he suffered in the hands of those who knew his secret disease. He had a secret deal with extortionists who knew his predicament and wanted to expose him. Sheen claimed to have spent only $10 million to silence the extortionist. Sheen feared the stigma that might come after the world learned his status. But at a point, he decided to dare his fear and take the bold step. On the Today Show, he opened up about his HIV status and talked about measures he had taken to maintain the situation. When he was asked questions concerning the careless spreading of the disease through his uncontrollable sexual relations with the woman attached to him, he agreed to engage in preventive measures by informing his partners about his HIV status and seeking medical advice. However, he claimed that he didn't disclose his HIV status to one of his girlfriends before having an intimate relationship with her. You already know the rest of the story. After Sheen disclosed his HIV status, there was a corresponding increase in Google searches related to HIV. Over 2.75 million more searches were accounted for regarding HIV. A later study found that Sheen's HIV status disclosure caused a 95% increase in over-the-counter at-home HIV testing kits. Commenters noted that Charlie did more for HIV education than most UN events do. Back to our story about Sheen and Corey Haim. What did Feldman reveal? Corey Feldman's revelation. Charlie Sheen's life has been surrounded by allegations bordering on his personal life, marital life, health, and career. So, Feldman's revelation wasn't a strange occurrence, however, Sheen denied it. He released a statement on TMZ to proclaim his innocence. What did he say? He said, "In my nearly 30 years as a celebrated entertainer, I have been nothing shy of a forthright, noble, and valiant courier of the truth, consistently admitting and owning a laundry list of shortcomings, wrongdoings, and indiscretions. This traveler hath traveled. However, every man has a breaking point." He ended his statement by saying, "Their radically groundless and unfounded allegations end now. I now take a passionate stand against those who wish even to entertain the sick and twisted lies against me. Game over." A deep study into Sheen's statement shows his openness to accepting guilt for every offense he committed, hereby facing the consequences. But he won't tolerate lies cast against his reputation and won't take it lightly. In that regard, Feldman's report was a twisted lie. Beforehand, the sexual allegation found its way to the court but had no evidence to prove Sheen's guilt. Meanwhile, several questions have come up over the goal Feldman wants to achieve with the documentary. Is it to seek public sympathy toward the dead Corey Haim or raise awareness of sexual assault in the movie industry? Maybe Feldman was using the opportunity to create a business venture to help his dwindling acting career and make a fortune. Marty Weiss, one of the alleged perpetrators, gave his point of view on the situation after denying the allegation. He wrote that Corey Haim would never grandstand intimacy abuse for profit, nor would he have thrown innocent names around due to personal vendettas. The fact that Feldman uses me to convince people that Corey Haim was an intimacy fiend is horrific and exposes both his jealousy of Haim and his friendship with me. If truth were to be attributed to Weiss's claim, it would mean that Feldman didn't make the documentary out of goodwill. Another question people ask concerning Feldman's intention is why he didn't make the documentary a free-to-watch movie instead of a $20 pay-per-view movie. Sheen is certainly a controversial actor. However, people can still create a false story around his weakness to gain from him. Feldman has a lot of questions to answer regarding his revelation. Judy Haim, the mother of Corey Haim, gave the narrative another perspective when she stood against Feldman over his accusations of Sheen. The mother sided with Sheen and claimed that Bracia was the real culprit. Remember, Dominic Bracia was featured in the movie and was one of the people accused of the assault. The simple fact that Judy supported Charlie is enough to destroy Feldman's claim. Who would know Corey Haim better than his mother? This can't even be his closest friend. However, trouble seems to have built a house around Charlie. Aside from Corey Feldman's revelation, Sheen had suffered serious and more grievous controversy during his career. He is presently battling the consequences of his substance abuse and his intimate relationship with random prostitutes. In many interviews, he had confessed to regretting living a weird and careless lifestyle in the past. He had lost great fortunes, had a devastating relationship crisis, and lost big opportunities that would have given his career a better appearance and rating. What can you say about Charlie's riotous lifestyle? Share your thoughts in the comments. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Before you go, click on the video displayed on your screen.